Getting it right away. Doubles is an aggressive game.
The world-famous teacher of the pros, Dennis Van der Meer, has taught millions of people to play tennis. Here at Hilton Head, South Carolina, and around the world, he has instructed more than 5,000 teaching professionals.
I want to be sure that you are serving, coming in and volleying, and I want to be sure that you are returning, coming in and volleying. Go.
He teaches a standard method of tennis, which has become recognized worldwide, and is a method in which 4,000 tennis teachers have been certified by the United States Professional Tennis Registry. No matter what your age or level of experience, his method of teaching in progressive steps will greatly improve your stroke production. This clear, basic approach enables players of all degrees to fine-tune their game and correct nagging errors.
Andy, I think that may be the solution to our problem, you know.
The 3 tapes in this series, Tape 1, the basic game, Tape 2, the attacking game, and Tape 3, the tactical game, will give you the competitive edge.
Hello, I'm Dennis Van der Meer, and in this tape, I'm going to show you some specialty shots. I'm going to show you the drop shot, the topspin lob, the overhead smash, and how you can use all these strokes to help you develop winning tactics. Tactics for singles and tactics for doubles to make you a complete tennis player. In Chapter 1, I'm going to show you that essential stroke, the half volley. In Chapter 2, you will learn how to play the overhead smash. Your opponent lobs and you put the ball away. In Chapter number 3, you're going to learn that shot that you've admired so much among the pros, the topspin lob. In Chapter number 4, I'm going to show you how to pass your opponent up at net with a buggy whip shot. In Chapter number 5, I'm going to show you how to use a drop shot when you maneuver your opponent out of the court. In Chapter number 6, you're going to learn singles tactics. You're going to learn how to understand percentages, when to defend and when to attack. In Chapter number 7, you're going to learn winning tactics for doubles. You're going to learn how to position yourself properly, where to stand. You're going to learn the percentages of attacking doubles and why you must play the nets. In Chapter number 8, you will learn the importance of the mental side of the game. When you start playing a bit more aggressive tennis, you're going to find yourself caught halfway. From the baseline, you're on your way to the net to attack, and when you get halfway here, that's when your opponent returns the ball. And that's when you find the ball at your feet. So when you get here, you need to be able to play a half volley. This is what it looks like. It's a very special stroke. The timing is as the ball hits the ground, the very next moment you have to hit the ball. Try and get the timing. Now, how to learn it? I'm going to show you a little trick. First of all, just get the timing right. Try to catch the ball. As the ball comes at you, just try to catch the ball. If you can't catch the ball, don't be embarrassed. Just bump the ball with your hand then. Get the timing right. Bounce, bump. Bounce, bump. No backswing. The same thing with the racket in your hand. Hold the racket in your hand and just time it as the ball bounces and touches the ground. That's when you touch it with the racket. And this is the second step to learning a half volley. And the final step, nothing more to it except add a follow through. And there you have, almost instantaneously, a forehand half volley. Same on the backhand side. Just hold your hand here, bump the ball. Hold your hand here, bump it with your racket. And now, a backhand half volley with your racket following through. And when you add the half volley to your game, you'll have no fear on your way to the net to make that winning volley. So there you have an overhead smash. Now, what are the ingredients of a good overhead? The first thing you must know is instinct is bad when it comes to an overhead smash. The instinctive thing to do when you play is to first move your racket. So you're facing the net, and then the ball comes, then you move your racket and you stumble back, and the result is predictable that you are not going to hit it with control or with pace. No, the first thing to do to hit a good overhead is take your right foot and step backwards. And what does that do for you? It turns you sideways. Once you're sideways, now you get your racket ready, and as you get your racket ready, you extend your left arm. You're now balanced. From this balanced position, you can move and adjust to where the ball is going to come. And once you've sighted the ball, you set yourself and you stroke the ball with a smooth follow through. Step back, get the racket ready, extend the left arm, adjust the feet, set, and a smooth follow through on the overhead smash. Set up at net, turn, racket ready, left hand up, set the feet, and follow through. Now that would be an overhead that you could reach fairly easily. But what do you do if the ball's over your head? Now there are two ways to get back. There's a third way, but that's the one we won't use. We're not going to do this one. Remember, this one is no good. We're going to throw that one out. The two accepted techniques would be this. You could kind of have a shuffle step. You could kind of shuffle back like this to get to a ball that's over your head. Another way to do it would be to kind of run like a crab. You could use this technique. Either one is acceptable, and you choose the one that suits you best. I'll demonstrate the first one first. Shuffle, 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 and then play the overhead. If you feel a little bit more athletic and you want to try the crab jump, it would look like this. You run like a crab, get set, jump, and play the overhead. And that would be a jump overhead. There's one other kind of overhead smash, and that is when the ball has been lobbed very high and has almost a vertical descent. In that case, what you should do is let the ball bounce. Now here it's important to realize that when the ball comes down towards the ground, it's going to hit the ground and it's going to rebound, but though it looks as if it was a vertical descending ball, it comes down at an angle. And remember, a little bit of high school physics, the angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection. So though it may appear as if the ball is descending vertically, be careful. The ball is going to rebound over your head. A lot of people make this mistake. The ball comes high, and they go, so here's the ball, and they go stand with, and now they're in for a big surprise. The ball rebounds over their head. The trick is to stand back well behind the spot where the ball bounces. So here comes the ball, high in there, I went, whoa, I move back way behind the ball, and now the rebound is exactly where I can reach it comfortably. Very important part of learning how to play an overhead smash after the bounce. So they have three kinds of overheads. First of all, the stationary overhead, where all you did was to get ready with a sideways body position, balanced, adjusting your feet to set yourself, and hit a nice, comfortable overhead smash. The jump overhead, first with a shuffle positioning of the feet, and the same one using the crab footwork. And then the last kind of overhead, the one where the ball bounces. Get well back behind the ball, and it bounces up to where you can reach it comfortably and stroke it with a smooth follow through. Work on your overhead. Get a good overhead, and you'll have no fear being up at net. How many times have you seen tournament players play a match, one player's up at net, and he cannot, the ground stroker cannot pass the fellow up at net, and all of a sudden, he digs into his arsenal of strokes, and he plays this tremendously tricky little topspin lob. The crowd oohs and ahs. And you may say, well, this obviously is a stroke that only very, very good players can use. Not true. I can teach you very quickly how to add a topspin lob to your own game. Here are the simple steps you would go through. The first one is just to understand the principle of topspin. You take a tennis ball and you put it against the net band. Now, you brush up very sharply behind the ball, and you can actually see the spin of the ball. You can actually see how the ball spins. You can see the spin of the ball. Now, you back up just a little bit, and you drop the ball on the ground, and you brush up sharply again, and finish behind your back. Now, you open the racket face, and by doing this, you'll get a much higher trajectory. Same movement, brush, and finish behind your back. And now the last step, you have a partner who feeds the ball to you, and up and over the head it goes. Now, when you play a match, and you've got an opponent up at net, and you cannot pass him, all you do is hook one up and over his head, and now you'll be the one that the crowd oohs and ahs over. Good players have more than speed and power at their command when they play tennis. They also have touch and finesse. And there's no stroke that is more enjoyable than a sharply angled little cross-court shot past the net player. Now, it's called a buggy whip, and that's what it looks like. A diabolical little shot, isn't it? Now, it looks very difficult, but isn't that tough to learn? As a matter of fact, remember, when we did the topspin lob earlier, it's exactly the same kind of a shot. Let me show you the similarities. When we started off, to understand topspin, we just put the ball against the net, and we brushed up very sharply towards the sky, and that's what gave us the topspin. Now, if I would do the same thing, and just would drop the ball on the ground, again, you can see the spin of the ball. Now, if I would do the same thing again, but this time, would just meet the ball a little bit further out in front, I would get that sharp angle. And now in real life, here comes the ball from the other side. Sharply, little hook shot like this, called the buggy whip. Add this stroke to your own game, and you'll be the most hated player at your tennis club. How many times have you been in a rally where you've played the ball deep the opponent's backhand and you pulled him out wide on his forehand side, and then if you had a delicate little drop shot there that your opponent has no chance to get? Now, the drop shot is a part of every good player's game, and I'm going to show you today how to learn one. Actually, you already have one without knowing it. If you know how to play a volley, you also know the drop shot. For the volley, all you do is set your racket. The ball comes, and you just bump it back out of the air. The same stroke, you play the same shot, but this time the ball has bounced. Exactly the same thing, the ball has bounced, and there you have a delicate little drop shot. One more time. Set for